What if the key to unlimited success wasn't outside of you, but inside, hidden in the way you look at the world? What if every thought, every focused intention, carried the power to bend the laws of the universe in your favor? Welcome to the science where the invisible becomes the architect of the visible. This is quantum manifestation, not just a belief, but a field of study that bridges mind and matter. If you find this fascinating already, take a moment to like and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Let's unlock this together. In the quantum world, nothing exists in a fixed state until it is observed. This single idea, known as the observer effect, dismantles the very foundations of classical thinking. In a quantum field, particles exist in a state of superposition. They are everywhere and nowhere at once, a field of pure probability. But when someone observes the system, those possibilities collapse into a single outcome. The mind doesn't just witness reality. It triggers it into existence. This is not philosophy. In the famous double-slit experiment, particles behave like waves when unobserved, but act like particles when someone watches. This means that reality is not independent of consciousness. Something as subtle as attention can shift outcomes. This has staggering implications. If focused thought can alter particle behavior, then our minds might hold the power to influence physical reality on a deeper, energetic level. This isn't about wishful thinking or blind optimism. It's about understanding the field of potential that surrounds us at all times. The quantum field is an invisible matrix where every possibility already exists. Every version of success, abundance, love, health, creativity. It's all there. The role of the observer, you, is to collapse the probability wave into one single event. You do this through awareness, intention, and alignment with what you want to manifest. Attention becomes the instrument of creation. The more you focus on lack, fear, or limitation, the more those probabilities crystallize into your reality. The more you concentrate on gratitude, purpose, and vision, the more those possibilities begin to form. Your outer world reflects the dominant focus of your inner world, not because of superstition, but because that's how energy responds to observation. But awareness isn't just about seeing, it's about conscious seeing. Passive watching isn't enough. You must observe with clarity, intention, and emotion. Emotion acts as an amplifier. When you observe with passion, with certainty, with belief, you increase the intensity of your influence over the quantum field. Think of the mind as a projector and the heart as the amplifier. Together, they shape the image that will eventually play out in your life. This understanding is why mindfulness and meditation are more than just spiritual practices. They are tools for manifestation. When you quiet the noise, you can direct your awareness with precision. And when that awareness is free from fear, doubt, and chaos, the quantum field becomes more responsive. Your intention becomes a tuning fork that calls the desired reality into being. You are not just experiencing life, you are generating it, moment by moment, through the lens of your own attention. Think of your life as a quantum movie, unfolding frame by frame. Every frame is a choice point. Where you direct your gaze, how you feel as you watch, and what thoughts you allow to rise. These are not passive acts. They are creative decisions. Every second, you are choosing which version of reality you want to experience next. And the quantum field listens without judgment. It simply responds to your dominant frequency, your clearest signal. To practice this on a practical level, begin to cultivate focused awareness. Notice the narratives you carry. Where does your attention go when you're uncertain? What stories do you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning? These are the seeds of your future experience. Every moment you spend in deliberate awareness, imagining the life you want, feeling the success before it arrives, aligning your thoughts with possibility. You are setting the wave function of your future. This is not about denying challenges or pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing which reality you want to observe and anchor. You can acknowledge the storm without becoming it. You can see failure as data, not identity. When you shift your observation from limitation to growth, from fear to potential, the particles of your life begin to arrange themselves accordingly. The quantum field mirrors the observer, always. The observer effect reminds us that we are not small, powerless beings drifting through space. We are conscious creators immersed in an ocean of pure possibility. Reality is not fixed. It is fluid, and it bends to the energy of observation. The more awake you become to this truth, the more you move from passive existence to active manifestation. You are the observer. You are the catalyst. And your focused attention is the doorway to a future you once thought was impossible. The formula begins with awareness, not just of what is, but of what can be. Everything in the universe vibrates, from the smallest subatomic particles to the vast spiral arms of galaxies. All matter and energy oscillate at specific frequencies. These frequencies are not arbitrary. They carry information, identity, and intention. This understanding lies at the heart of vibrational alignment. Success, wealth, love, health, each of these states has a corresponding vibrational signature. To manifest anything in your life, you must become an energetic match to the frequency of that which you seek. The law of resonance is unbreakable. A tuning fork struck in a quiet room will cause another nearby fork of the same frequency to vibrate in harmony. This is not coincidence, but physics. Likewise, your dominant emotional and mental state sends out a frequency to the quantum field. The field does not respond to your words or wishes. It responds to your vibration. You cannot attract abundance while vibrating at the frequency of fear. You cannot magnetize love while vibrating in loneliness. You must tune yourself into the feeling of the outcome before it appears. This tuning happens first through self-awareness. Most people live in unconscious patterns of resistance, unknowingly repelling what they desire by holding on to lower frequencies. Worry, doubt, jealousy, and shame all vibrate at frequencies incompatible with abundance and success. These states create static in your field. The clearer the signal, the faster the manifestation. Therefore, vibrational hygiene becomes essential. What are you feeding your mind? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What narratives play on repeat in the background of your thoughts? Every choice either aligns or misaligns your frequency. The good news is that your vibration is not fixed. It is fluid and responsive. You can raise it deliberately through practices that align your body, mind, and spirit. Breathwork, meditation, gratitude journaling, creative visualization, these are not rituals of superstition. They are recalibration tools. They help strip away the noise and return you to your natural frequency of expansion. When your inner world becomes a sanctuary of clarity, joy, and intention, the quantum field has no choice but to echo that vibration back to you in the form of external reality. To align with a frequency, you must also release the need for control. Obsessing over outcomes, clinging to specific timelines, or resisting present circumstances are all forms of energetic interference. These actions come from scarcity and fear, both of which lower your vibration. Alignment is not about chasing, it is about receiving. When you are aligned, you do not need to fight for what is already on its way. You become like a magnet, effortlessly, attracting that which belongs to your frequency. Imagine tuning an old radio. You twist the dial slowly, carefully, until the static fades and the music becomes clear. That moment of perfect reception is alignment. You are no longer searching, you are receiving. The same principle applies to quantum manifestation. You do not create your desires out of thin air. You tune into their already existing frequency in the quantum field, and the signal gets stronger until it becomes physical reality. Everything you want already exists as an energetic blueprint. Alignment is the process of merging your internal broadcast with that blueprint. Emotion plays a powerful role here. Emotions are energy in motion. They are the most direct indicators of your current frequency. Joy, love, enthusiasm, peace, these elevate your vibration instantly. Guilt, frustration, anxiety, these contract your field and slow manifestation. Therefore, managing your emotional state is not an indulgence. It is a discipline. It is spiritual engineering. You are fine-tuning your signal to match the exact resonance of your desired experience. This is why embodiment is so powerful. When you act, think, speak, and feel as if your desire is already real, you become the living match for that outcome. You send a coherent signal to the universe. The field no longer sees separation between you and your goal. It responds with synchronicities, opportunities, and alignments that accelerate the path. You don't wait for success to feel successful. You feel successful, and success finds you. This isn't delusion. It's design. Energy precedes matter. Form follows frequency. There's a reason why two people can walk into the same room and leave with vastly different experiences. One is in alignment, open, and clear. The other is resistant, fearful, and scattered. The external world doesn't change, but their internal vibration dictates what they perceive, attract, and experience. This means your power is never dependent on circumstances. It is only dependent on alignment. You don't have to change the world to change your life. You have to change your frequency. The more consistent your vibration becomes, the more stable your manifestations become. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be intentional. Start each day with alignment in mind. Before reaching for your phone or reacting to the outside world, check in with your inner world. How do you feel? What frequency are you transmitting? Realign through gratitude, stillness, or vision. Make it a habit to vibrate at the level of the life you want to live. You become what you broadcast. Life mirrors your signal. Manifestation is not about effort. It is about energetic clarity. The more aligned you are with the essence of your desire, the less resistance stands in your way. You are not chasing success. You are tuning into it. You are becoming the frequency of everything you've ever imagined. Consciousness is the architect of reality. It is not a passive observer, but an active force that sculpts the quantum field into form. Where attention goes, energy flows. This is not metaphor, but quantum fact. Every particle responds to observation. Every wave collapses into matter when consciousness interacts with it. This means the quality and direction of your attention are not trivial. They are the seeds of manifestation itself. The power of focused intention is the act of wielding consciousness, as a sculptor wields a chisel, to shape the invisible into the visible. Most people live in mental diffusion. Their attention is fragmented, scattered across 1,000 competing thoughts, worries, and distractions. In such a state, intention is weak. The signal to the universe is incoherent. Manifestation requires coherence, mental, emotional, and energetic alignment focused on a singular outcome with clarity and certainty. It is not enough to want something vaguely. You must direct your consciousness toward it like a beam of light concentrated through a lens. The sharper the focus, the more intense the manifestation. Intention is not just a thought. It is thought, infused with purpose and belief. It is the inner declaration that something will be. It is the energetic decision that what you desire is not only possible, but inevitable. This is where many falter. They wish for things but do not intend them. A wish is passive. An intention is an act of creative power. It carves a path into the quantum field, instructing reality where to bend and how to take form. Your intention is the blueprint. The field responds by assembling circumstances in accordance with that plan. Precision is key. Vague intentions yield vague results. When setting an intention, specificity brings power. Not because the universe needs instructions, it already knows how, but because specificity clarifies your own internal signal. I want. Success is an open circuit. What kind of success? In what area? What does it feel like, look like, smell like? The clearer your inner vision, the more effectively your consciousness impresses it onto the quantum substrate. The universe reflects. Clarity back with speed and accuracy. Equally important is consistency. A single moment of focused intention can spark change, but repeated and unwavering focus anchors it in the field. You must become emotionally and mentally loyal to your vision. This means choosing to return to it again and again, especially in the face of doubt or delay. Every time you refocus, you strengthen the energetic signature of your desire. You reinforce the signal. You increase the gravitational pull of your intention until it becomes a magnetic center drawing the reality toward you. There is no need to micromanage the how. Intention speaks in terms of what and why, not how or when. The quantum field has access to infinite paths, infinite configurations, infinite timelines. Your role is not to dictate the route, but to hold the destination with unwavering inner certainty. Surrender the mechanism. Hold the vision. This is not laziness, it is wisdom. Focused intention allows the universe to orchestrate what your mind cannot predict or control. Visualization is one of the most potent tools for embedding focused intention into your consciousness. When you vividly imagine your desired outcome as if it is already real, your brain and nervous system begin to embody. The subconscious accepts the image as truth. It starts filtering information differently, seeing opportunities, synchronicities, and patterns that align with the vision. Reality begins to bend to match the script you are running internally. This is not wishful thinking. It is neurological. Training paired with quantum interaction. Ritual can be used to reinforce intention. Simple practices such as writing your goals, creating a vision board, lighting a candle, or repeating affirmations act as anchors. They keep the mind oriented toward the intended outcome. But the ritual is not the source of power. It is the container. The real power lies in the consciousness behind it. Perform your rituals with presence. Fill them with belief. Make every action a declaration of intention. The field listens not to the form, but to the frequency of your energy. Intention also requires emotional congruence. You cannot set an intention for abundance while emotionally radiating fear of lack. The energy must match. This is why inner work is crucial, because old wounds, beliefs, and habits can sabotage pure intention. Clean the inner space. Release what contradicts your vision. Replace self-doubt with self-certainty. Align thought, feeling, and behavior into one coherent message. Then transmit that message into the quantum field with calm confidence. It is not intensity that brings results. It is precision and persistence. Like a laser, your intention must be both focused and consistent. Small, daily acts of alignment accumulate into momentum. The field does not require dramatic gestures. It responds to quiet mastery. Hold your intention as a sacred thread through your day. Reaffirm it in your actions. Let your decisions be filtered through it. Ask, does this choice align with the reality I am intending? If not, adjust. You are constantly sculpting reality with your focus, whether you realize it or not. Focused intention transforms life from a series of reactions into a deliberate act of creation. It places you in the seat of authorship. You are no longer a victim of chance, but the wielder of choice. Your attention becomes sacred. Your thoughts become tools. Your emotions become allies. Every moment becomes an opportunity to reaffirm your vision or to rewrite it. There is no limitation except the limitation of belief. With clear, focused intention, the quantum field bends to reflect your inner certainty. You are not hoping, you are shaping. Emotion is not simply a reaction to life. It is the tuning fork of manifestation. The universe does not respond to your words or your wants. It responds to your frequency, and your frequency is determined by your emotional state. Every emotion carries a distinct energetic signature. Gratitude, joy, love, and certainty emit high-frequency vibrations that align with abundance and expansion. Fear, doubt, resentment, and lack emit lower frequencies that repel the very things one desires. This is not about good or bad feelings. It is about vibrational alignment. When you desire something but feel anxious about it, your vibration contradicts your vision. You are broadcasting lack while imagining gain. The universe listens not to the image, but to the feeling behind it. If you visualize wealth but feel unworthy of it, the emotional frequency will dominate the signal. The field cannot deliver to you what you are not an energetic match for. This is why aligning your emotional state with the reality you desire is not optional, it is fundamental. The key is to feel now how you would feel then. Not later, not when it arrives, but now. The emotion is the magnet. It is the confirmation to the quantum field that you already possess the essence of what you want. If you want love, become the vibration of love. If you want success, embody the emotional texture of fulfillment. If you want peace, practice inner stillness until it becomes your default. The outer world cannot help but mirror the inner resonance. This is not about faking emotions or forcing positivity. It is about choosing where to place your attention. Your emotions are not fixed, they are feedback. They reveal where your focus is. Shift your focus, and your emotional state shifts with it. This is the art of emotional mastery, not suppression, but redirection. It begins with awareness. You notice the signal you're sending. You pause. You ask, is this the emotion of my desired reality or of my current limitations? Then you choose again. Gratitude is one of the most transformative emotional frequencies, not because it is morally good, but because it is vibrationally powerful. Gratitude assumes receipt. When you feel grateful, you are telling the quantum field, I already have this. That energetic assumption draws the experience into your online. Gratitude collapses resistance. It closes the gap between desire and realization. Practice it not just in moments of gain, but as a baseline of being. Find reasons to be grateful now, and more will appear. Similarly, joy amplifies your magnetism. Joy is a signal of alignment. It means your thoughts, emotions, and energy are in harmony. It is the emotional green light that tells the universe, more of this, please. When you follow what lights you up, you are not being selfish, you are being strategic. Joy is guidance. It tells you when you are on the path of expansion. Trust it, cultivate it. Let joy become your compass, and your external reality will reshape itself to match. There is also immense power in emotional neutrality. This is the state of calm expectation. It is not excitement or desperation. It is quiet knowing. You are no longer needing the outcome to feel whole, because you have already become it internally. This is the emotional signature of surrender, not as resignation, but as alignment. You let go of control because you trust the process. You detach from timing because you know the frequency is already active. This is the state where manifestation accelerates. Nothing pushes it away faster than emotional neediness. Nothing invites it closer than calm embodiment. To live as the emotional frequency of your desired reality is to collapse the timeline between now and then. It is to bypass the waiting and enter the state of receiving. You are not waiting for the event to feel the emotion. You are using the emotion to bring the event. This is the reversal of conventional thinking. Most live as reactors. Manifestors live as initiators. They command the field through emotional integrity. This work is inner, but its results are outer. When you shift emotionally, everything shifts. People respond differently. Opportunities show up. The atmosphere around you becomes charged with synchronicity. This is not coincidence, it is coherence. The inner and outer worlds are not separate. They are reflections of the same field responding to different frequencies. There will be days when your emotional signal wavers. This is natural. The point is not perfection, but presence. The moment you notice the misalignment, you have power. You can return to your chosen state, use breath, use music, use movement, use memory. Call forth the emotional texture of your vision. Make it real in your body, not just in your mind. Emotion is energy in motion. Move it, generate it, anchor it. Let it become your signature, your atmosphere, your identity. To master emotional frequency is to master the language of the universe. You are speaking without words, transmitting without touch. You are becoming the outcome before it arrives. You are collapsing the wave into the particle by embodying the experience now. There is no need to chase, to strive, to beg. You need only to become. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are, and you are already enough. You are already whole. You are already capable of tuning into the frequency of any reality you choose. The dial is in your hands. The signal is always on. The question is not if the universe will respond. The question is whether you will become the vibration of what you seek. In the language of energy, that is the only true request. There exists within you an infinite number of versions, each shaped by choices, perceptions, and beliefs. In the quantum field, all these versions coexist as potential realities. There is a version of you who is already living the life you seek. The one who has already achieved success, already discovered purpose, already embodied peace. Manifestation is not about creating this version. It is about aligning with it. You don't attract success. You remember you already are it. The quantum field does not operate by effort. It operates by resonance. The outcomes you experience are not rewards for hard work, but reflections of internal coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors align with the identity of your desired self, reality begins to conform. This is not mysticism. It is the mechanics of the field. The question is not how to get there. The question is, who do I need to become so that there is no gap between my inner world and the outer result? The process of alignment begins with imagination, not as fantasy, but as an act of frequency matching. You must see clearly the version of you who already has what you want. What does that version believe? How does that version speak, walk, think, and act? What energy does that version radiate? And most importantly, how can you begin to be that now? The more vividly you embody this self in your thoughts and actions, the more you collapse the quantum potential into form. To live in alignment is to behave as if the success you seek is already real. This does not mean pretending or performing. It means being. If you knew without a doubt that the outcome was certain, how would you live? That is the energy that commands reality, not from hope or desperation, but from clarity, from inevitability. This is how quantum alignment overrides linear progress. You become the cause, not the effect. You initiate the shift instead of waiting for permission. Everything in your external world is listening to your internal signal. You are always communicating with the field through your expectations, your identity, and your willingness to receive. Living as the version who has already succeeded means you no longer seek proof. You are the proof. You act, speak, and think from the state of completion, not lack. You show up with the posture of someone who knows. That knowing is magnetic. It bends time. It invites coherence. It signals to the quantum that you are ready to receive. This requires discipline, not of force, but of attention. It means not defaulting to the past version of you who doubts, resists, or delays. It means choosing again, moment by moment, to inhabit the frequency of your expanded self. When the mind wants to argue for your limitations, you respond not with debate, but with embodiment. You let your actions speak the language of alignment. You do not need to justify your vision. You need only to be congruent with it. One of the most powerful practices for alignment is to ritualize your reality. Wake each day as the version of you who already has what they seek. Dress, speak, move, and breathe from that place. Let your decisions reflect abundance. Let your schedule reflect purpose. Let your presence reflect certainty. This is not arrogance, it is resonance. It is the quiet confidence of someone who is no longer chasing but choosing. You may encounter resistance. Old patterns may surface. Doubts may echo. This is expected. It is not a sign to stop, it is a sign of evolution. The old identity is dissolving. The new one is being stabilized. Be patient with the process, but uncompromising in your standard. The field does not respond to perfection. It responds to consistency. Stay in alignment long enough and the shift becomes permanent. The outer world adapts to the new signal. Reality reshapes itself around your embodiment. Do not wait for signs before you align. The sign you are waiting for is already inside you, the pull, the vision, the knowing. That is enough. Trust that the field is intelligent. It knows how to arrange circumstances, people, and timing to match your vibration. You do not need to figure out the how. You need only to remain in the state of the already realized. When you walk with the certainty of someone who has arrived, The destination meets you halfway. Living as the version who has already succeeded is the secret formula. It bypasses struggle. It dissolves doubt. It elevates you into the timeline where manifestation is not a miracle, it is a mirror. You are not hoping for success. You are expressing it. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are choosing yourself. In this state, everything flows differently. People respond to your clarity. Opportunities align with your rhythm. The world bends in response to your coherence. And now, the invitation is simple yet profound. Begin. Not later, not when it's convenient, but now. Step into the identity of the version of you who has already received the life they envisioned. Let that energy animate your every breath. Let that frequency become your compass. You are not separate from your desires. They are echoes of who you already are. The more deeply you embody that truth, the more effortless the unfolding becomes. There is nothing outside of you that can grant what you seek. The secret formula for unlimited success is not hidden in the world. It is encoded in your being. The formula is alignment. The formula is identity. The formula is embodiment. You are the field. You are the cause. You are the answer. Live it now. Become it fully. Let the field respond. If this message awakened something within you, take a moment now. Like, share, and spread this clarity with others. Let them remember their power. Let them activate their alignment. Together, we rise into resonance.